Chosen one, the first sign is subtle. The way your breath begins to find its home lower in your body, the way your shoulders release the old habit of wearing tomorrow like armor. You are not pushing anything to happen, and yet the air tastes different when you inhale. Morning meets you like a friend who already knows the answer, and your pulse replies with a calmer rhythm, not because the world has grown easier, but because you have stopped making war with yourself. This month, something in you chooses steadiness over spectacle, and that choice starts glowing through your skin as if your bones had learned the language of sunrise. Chosen one, you notice it in small doorways first, the kitchen threshold, the elevator's closing breath, the front steps when you step out into weather you did not order. You do not rush the crossing anymore. A pause, half a heartbeat long, becomes the hinge on which your presence swings. That pause is not hesitation. It is reverence. You do not perform it, you remember it. The glow begins right there, in the unadvertised dignity of a man who treats thresholds like blessings. Your sexual energy responds like current finding a clean wire. It stops trying to impress and starts feeding the room with a warmth that doesn't need applause to stay lit. Chosen one, you find that your hands have become kinder without instructions. They set a cup down quietly, and the ceramic refuses to complain. They button a shirt as if the day were worth dressing for. They touch a shoulder with a pressure that says, "I am here," without drafting a contract for what here must purchase. This is not performance. This is coherence. Your body and your word have begun to agree with each other, and agreement always makes light. People who cannot say what changed feel it anyway. Their eyes rest where yours rest, their breath matches your pace. Before a sentence has been spoken, your presence has edited the noise from the conversation. Chosen one, the mirror stops being a courtroom. You stand before it and watch your face return to you from a saner distance. You do not interrogate every angle. Do not cross-examine every line. You observe the man who kept his small promises yesterday, the glass of water taken when distraction offered neon, the walk chosen over one more pointless scroll, the apology made before pride could call its lawyers. The glow is evidence of these private verdicts. It is not painted on, it is practiced into being. It shows up as clarity around the eyes, as ease in the jaw, as a posture that does not audition for approval. Your sexual energy, braided with this integrity, reads as a safe heat, a hearth fire, instead of a flare. Chosen one, you are surprised by how ordinary the sacred feels when it is finally honest. Standing in line for coffee, you treat the wait as if time were soil and patience were seed. Crossing a street, you let your stride declare belonging without turning the asphalt into a runway. Answering a message, you allow the beat of your own heart to be the metronome instead of the world's alarm. None of these moments are glamorous. All of them are altar. The glow grows there, in the choreography of small obediences that no one is grading. When you leave, strangers cannot name what happened, but the room stays kinder for 5 extra minutes. Chosen one, your sexual energy has begun to move with humility, and humility has made it holy. It is not a hunt anymore. It is a presence that makes room. The feminine feels it before she can name it. The warmth without hunger, the attention without angle, the way your gaze softens without dissolving into need. Her nervous system exhales because yours already did. Your glow is the body language of trust, and trust is more beautiful than cleverness ever learned to be. You do not steal the center, you dignify it. You do not chase chemistry, you cultivate climate. Climate outlives chemistry every time. Chosen one, you practice being unhurried in places that used to make you sprint. Closing a door, you let the latch meet the frame like 2 old friends. Entering a conversation, you don't leap to catch the ball midair. Leaving a table, you tuck your chair back with the same care you were given. These gestures are small, but they are the architecture that holds your light. A man who respects edges glows at the center. A man who respects time glows in his timing. A man who respects his own word glows in his silence. Your glow is not marketing, it is manners learned at the soul level. Chosen one, the body keeps score differently now. Instead of hoarding tension like proof that you tried, it releases tension like proof that you trust. Your breath walks with you instead of chasing you. Your spine becomes a faithful column instead of a spear pretending to be strength. Your footsteps accept the floor as if the ground were on your side. The world hasn't changed, your relationship to it has. Attraction that used to exhaust you becomes an after-effect of alignment. It is not an act you perform. It is the result of the pact you've made with presence. Chosen one, let it remain simple. Keep the water close, keep the phone a little farther. Keep your mornings for building and your evenings for blessing. Wear gratitude like a quiet cologne that nobody can see, but everyone can sense. Answer the door gently. End the day gently. Speak your name to yourself in a tone you would want a child to hear. The glow will do the rest. It always does when a man stops leaking and starts living. Chosen one, there was a time when you negotiated yourself smaller to fit rooms that mistook brightness for arrogance. That season has ended. The glow that arrives this month does not demand attention, but it does decline apology. It does not file paperwork with fear before it takes up space. It does not shrink to soothe the insecurity of a crowd that never learned how to love its own light. The glow simply is, and because it is anchored, it becomes welcome, even where spectacle once was the only passport. You step into a space and the air reorganizes itself around your steadiness. No trumpets, no slogans, just a felt sense that someone has brought gravity, clean, quiet, unbending. Chosen one, the permission you were waiting for has been replaced by presence. You no longer ask the room to authorize your worth. You bring your worth and let the room decide how honest it wants to be in response. Your sexual energy has matured from impulse into influence. It moves through you like current through a well-built grid, lighting corners without blowing fuses. It does not borrow power from chaos or charisma. It generates power from coherence. When you speak, the volume doesn't rise, but the signal does. When you listen, words you didn't say start telling the truth because your listening gave them a place to land. Chosen one, you do not bargain with noise anymore. You bless it or you leave it. That boundary is not rebellion, it is respect. For yourself, for the moment, for what could grow if the soil weren't being trampled by urgency. Chaos tugs your sleeve with its old bribes, and you answer with a schedule that will not sell you. Your no is no longer a performance. It is a frame that keeps the painting from warping. Your yes is no longer a collapse. It is a covenant you intend to keep. The glow that does not ask permission is the light of a man who can live with his decisions in daylight. Chosen one, you used to try to be interesting. Now you are genuinely interested. This is the difference people feel before they know why they feel safe. Your attention has stopped scavenging for approval and started building shelter. Eyes meet yours and learn that they won't be harvested for sport. Stories approach you the way wild animals approach a hand that does not flinch. Laughter arrives like rain, and you do not imprison it in a joke that hurts someone to prove you can keep the room. You let joy be shared instead of owned. The room reads this and keeps returning you its trust. Trust is permission. It is the only kind that matters. Chosen one, there will be moments when old habits try to blackmail you. A silence will ask to be filled so someone else's anxiety can be calmed. An invitation will arrive wrapped in flattery, but lined with emptiness. An argument will dress as urgency and beg you to make it feel alive. The glow that doesn't ask permission answers all of these with the same posture. Grounded, unbothered, precise. You are not a lighthouse because ships demand it. You are a lighthouse because storms exist. Your beam does not swivel frantically to please passing boats. It sweeps its arc on time, every time, and in doing so, it saves more lives than applause ever could. Chosen one, because you no longer ask permission to exist, you also no longer require an audience to be kind. You pick up the thing no one dropped on purpose. You refill the water others drank. You correct a rumor while protecting the dignity of the person who started it. You leave the bathroom as if the next stranger were someone you love. These are unannounced muscles. Each repetition adds tone to a character that can hold its own weight. The glow thickens around such choices. It becomes the atmosphere you carry rather than a trick you perform. Chosen one, your boundaries have learned how to smile. They are not barbed wire, they are garden gates. You open them with welcome, you close them with clarity, and you do both at human speed. People feel the difference in their bodies. Around a wall, shoulders climb. Around a gate, shoulders settle. This month, you are a man of gates. You let what nourishes enter. You keep what harms outside. You do not apologize for either, and so your glow remains clean. Clean light is the kind that heals. It shows the room what it could be without shaming what it has been. Chosen one, you have stopped translating yourself into every dialect of insecurity. You speak in your native cadence now, measured, present, exact. Those who can hear you will hear you more clearly. Those who cannot will misinterpret you less dramatically, because your tone offers them nowhere to hang their fantasies. The glow that doesn't ask permission is not confrontational. It is consistent. Consistency is a kindness most people never knew they needed until they stood near it. Standing near you, they learn how to breathe at the pace of truth. Chosen one, your sexual energy used to rush ahead and make promises your soul did not sign. Now it consults the counsel within you before it moves. Desire asks devotion for directions. Attraction asks integrity what time it is. Heat asks humility how long to stay. This inner parliament is why you no longer negotiate with the moment to be allowed to be yourself. You are already yourself when the moment arrives. The moment either rises to meet you or keeps walking. Either outcome is peace. Chosen one, keep walking like a vow and speaking like a blessing. Keep letting your light do what light does, reveal, warm, guide, without auditioning for anyone's fear. The glow belongs to the truth you are keeping, to the boundaries you are honoring, to the breath you are rescuing from the world's hurry. It will not ask permission because it is not trespassing. It is at home, and the more at home you are in your own presence, the more every room you enter remembers how to be one. Chosen one, what shines from you now is not lacquer, it is lineage. It is the ancestry of 1,000 small, unphotographed choices standing quietly behind your eyes. The sheen on your skin after a morning done right is not vanity, it is a receipt. You paid with breath instead of panic, with water instead of excuses, with movement instead of complaint, with truth instead of performance. That is why the light around you does not smudge when the day gets rough. Decoration peels under weather. Evidence holds in court. Your glow testifies that your inner world has a working constitution and that you actually live by it when no one is counting. Chosen one, the radiance people notice is simply the geometry of your integrity made visible. Your body no longer argues with your word no longer undercuts your heart, and your heart no longer bargains against your spirit. Alignment has given your frame a new mathematics, angles that don't jab, curves that don't collapse, a posture that makes gravity your ally instead of your enemy. You carry your history like a well-balanced pack. The weight is honest, the straps are fitted, the journey is sustainable. The eye reads that sustainability and calls it beauty because it feels safe in its presence. Chosen one, evidence shows up in ordinary scenes. A stranger offers you a rushed tone, and your breath does not donate its sovereignty to their hurry. A cashier makes a mistake, and your jaw remembers what patience can do to a moment that is threatening to break. A child's question arrives inconveniently, and you set the phone down because curiosity is a flame you refuse to flick at with wind. These are not theatrics, they are sacraments disguised as manners. Your sexual energy, once eager to be seen, has learned to be useful. It warms the room so truth can sit without shivering. It does not sell sparks, it sustains a hearth. Chosen one, your glow has the fragrance of kept vows. People can smell it the way travelers smell rain before it breaks. It is in the quiet way you keep an arrival time, the cleaner way you leave a space than you found it, the gracious way you conclude a conversation before fatigue turns kindness brittle. You are not rehearsing for admiration. You are rehearsing for continuity. Admiration is a river that rises and falls with weather. Continuity is a spring that remembers its own source. That spring waters your face and softens your edges until the world recognizes gentleness without mistaking it for weakness. Chosen one, evidence is shy but persuasive. It appears when you apologize before the jury of pride can convene. It steps forward when you decline invitations that would require you to betray tomorrow for a short loud now. It glows when you protect the absent from the easy blade of idle talk. The room does not always clap for these things, it relaxes. Relaxation is applause's wiser cousin. Muscles loosen, chins lower, laughter finds a rounder tone. Bodies are telling the truth. They trust your climate more than they trusted their own weather. and their trust is a mirror that returns your light to you brighter. Chosen one, the evidence is also audible. Your sentences have stopped sprinting to prove a point. They walk at the speed of comprehension and arrive with breath left over. Your voice no longer auctions your value, it appraises the moment and offers an accurate price. When you say yes, it is not a collapse, it is a covenant. When you say no, it is not a wall, it is a frame. Frames let art exist, walls hoard space until it goes stale. The ear knows the difference and grants you authority without needing you to raise the volume. Chosen one, do not overlook the way your hands have become believable. They do not tug, they usher. They do not grasp, they tend. A handshake holds only what was offered. A guiding palm through a crowded doorway speaks consent fluently and steps back as soon as consent finishes its sentence. Your touch has no secret invoices tucked into it. In a world exhausted by charges hidden in the fine print, the body recognizes clean contact and rewards it with trust, which is the only currency that grows interest into intimacy. Chosen one, what you radiate now is gravity, not glare. Glare blinds, gravity gathers. Glare demands sunglasses and exit routes. Gravity invites orbits and seasons. The feminine feels this immediately. She does not have to brace her nervous system against your attention. She can rest it upon your presence. Attraction ceases to be a spotlight that interrogates and becomes a horizon that steadies. Under that horizon, beauty can go about its business without filing daily safety reports. Chosen one, even your mistakes have become evidence in your favor because you have taught them how to end well. You do not let error metastasize into narrative. I always, I never. You isolate it, name it, amend it, and move. The speed of repair is a light in its own right. It illuminates a path for those walking beside you, teaching them that harm can be healed without humiliation and that dignity survives honest correction. The radiance that follows is not triumph, it is trust restored, which is brighter and lasts longer. Chosen one, let your shine keep telling the truth about where it came from. Resist the temptation to add polish to what does not require makeup. Evidence is compelling because it is unafraid of scrutiny. If someone looks closely, let them see the stitches. Stitches do not spoil the garment, they explain its strength. If someone asks for the secret, hand them the boring list. The water, the sleep, the forgiveness, the morning light, the walks without headphones, the apology before afternoon. Your glow will not diminish for having been honest, it will deepen, because honesty is the only oil that does not smoke when the flame is high. Chosen one, calm in you is not absence, it is attendance. It is not the quiet of retreat, but the quiet of presence, the kind that keeps watch without pacing, that listens without loading a rebuttal, that stands without stiffening. You arrive and rooms stop behaving like emergency rooms. The alarms are still there if needed, but the sirens step outside for air. People do not know why their lungs become less argumentative, why their thoughts stop trying to overtake their own sentences. Their bodies know. Your nervous system is broadcasting a stronger station, and everything within earshot is tuning itself without asking permission. Chosen one, the magnetism of your calm begins with unglamorous margins. You made room around your mornings instead of stacking them until they begged for mercy. You let meals be meals instead of negotiations. You chose a pace that would still be possible on a hard day, not just a good one. Calm borrowed these choices and moved into your bones. Now, when someone else's storm knocks, your ribcage does not become a window for it to rattle. It becomes a porch that can host rain without flooding. Storms are still storms, but shelter is shelter, and you carry shelter the way a lighthouse carries its beam, on time, in rhythm, without asking the sea to be less wet. Chosen one, calm is not passivity, it is power that refuses to advertise itself. You can raise your voice, but you rarely need to. You can win arguments, but you would rather find agreements. You can draw lines, and you do, but your hand is steady enough that the line does not become a scar. When conflict arrives, you do not escalate to prove you can protect. You de-escalate to prove protection works. Those watching, especially the ones who were taught that love means adrenaline, discover a new arithmetic. Intensity is not intimacy, and urgency is not importance. Your presence reteaches their bodies the difference. Chosen one, the calm you carry is erotic in the oldest sense, life calling to life. It tells the feminine, I can hold heat without burning, I can hold tenderness without drowning. I can hold silence without punishing. This promise is not made with slogans. It is made in micro-gestures that never make your highlight reel. The beat you leave between question and answer. The way your eyes rest, attend, release. The patience you give a stutter until the word finds its way. The kindness with which you end a moment before fatigue makes it cruel. Desire trusts a man who does not rush its timing. Beauty trusts a man who does not tax its arrival. Chosen one, your stillness is fluent in consent. Because you are unrushed, no, has room to breathe, and yes, has room to ripen. Because you are unafraid of pause, the body learns it can tell the truth without paying for it in penalties. You listen in a way that does not collect leverage. You touch in a way that does not presume sequel. You speak in a way that does not force the next scene to happen before it is ready. Under such stewardship, intimacy stops performing and starts flowering. Not because you coaxed it, but because your steadiness convinced it that weather would be kind enough to grow in. Chosen one, calm has given your time a different texture. You stretch it where tenderness needs space, compress it where avoidance needs a deadline, and protect it where exhaustion would otherwise steal the hour. A meeting becomes planning instead of posturing. A dinner becomes nourishment instead of numbing. A commute becomes a pilgrimage instead of a punishment. People exit your company with more oxygen than they entered with. And they call that feeling beauty because they don't yet have a better word for what their bodies are trying to say. You made time behave. Chosen one, your calm is contagious because it is anchored. It is anchored because it is accountable. You let others you trust speak into your pace when it drifts. You let practices you respect reclaim you when you fray. You let humility correct you before pride can publish its manifesto. Anchors are invisible at the surface, but boats know when they are there. The feminine knows it too. She can risk laughter that becomes tears and tears that become laughter without bracing for whiplash, because she senses that beneath the surface, something steady is holding, and it is stronger than weather. Chosen one, even the mundane learns your cadence. The kettle does not scream in your kitchen, it sings and you hear it. The door does not slam to announce you're leaving, it closes with the courtesy of someone who knows night has its own nervous system. The car ride does not turn into a courtroom, it remains a carriage that carries you home. Calm is the art of making the ordinary gentle again. Gentleness is not weakness, it is precision. Precision is attractive because it implies care, and care is the rarest luxury left. Chosen one, your calm protects joy. Anyone can guard against pain, the mature man guards for delight. You make room for laughter that requires both hands, for music that reminds the blood it is music, for the kind of play that does not humiliate the players. Joy is a high-voltage truth. Without grounding, it burns out circuits. Your calm is the grounding. It allows joy to run through a moment without tripping breakers. People feel safe to be exuberant near you, because exuberance will not be used against them later. This is why a room with you in it feels like a place where life can afford to be alive. Chosen one, let your calm continue to be a language you speak fluently in crowded hours and quiet kitchens. Let it be the pause that tells the truth, the pace that keeps the promise, the presence that organizes the room without organizing the people. Stand like a vow when storms arrive. Breathe like a harbor when ships return. Keep your heat housed and your shelter unlocked. In this way, your sexual energy remains a blessing instead of a broadcast, a climate instead of a campaign. And the calm you carry, magnetic, merciful, grown from 1,000 faithful choices, will go on attracting what performance never could. Trust that becomes devotion, and devotion that becomes a life. Chosen one, the liturgy begins before sunrise, when your feet find the floor and your breath remembers its oldest job. No choir is needed, no incense required. A single inhale is enough to make a sanctuary of your chest. The body you move through the world is no longer a hallway you rush down to reach some imagined room. It is the room. You treat it that way now. Water to the lips is a benediction. Soap to the hands is an absolution. Cloth to the skin is a quiet vow to carry the day with care. Your sexual energy, once a flare that asked to be seen, has learned the slower art of warmth. It moves through your joints like light through stained glass, coloring everything it touches, never burning, always blessing. Chosen one, Notice how your posture speaks before your mouth opens. The spine stacks in honest alignment, not to impress the mirror but to honor the lungs. Shoulders rest like open doors. The ribcage is not a cage anymore. It is a lantern. You lift a cup without clatter and the room relaxes. You close a door as if night has feelings and the space remembers gentleness. You adjust a sleeve and the gesture suggests patience. Nothing is wasted now. Even the way you lace your shoes instructs the hours to behave. Slow enough to keep dignity, firm enough to keep direction. This is devotion, wearing a body. It does not beg for attention because it already belongs. Chosen one, you move differently because you are no longer at war with sensation. Hunger is information. You answer it with food that still remembers the ground. Fatigue is a messenger. You meet it with rest instead of caffeine and pride. Desire is a current. You give it a riverbed so it can irrigate purpose instead of flooding your days. You have stopped treating the body like a mule and started treating it like a trusted companion. In return, it has given you clarity. Muscles that once clenched to prove something now soften to reveal something. Your face carries less armor and more meaning. Your walk says arrived instead of auditioning. Around you, the air loses its hurry. Chosen one, strength has become service. Iron in your hands is no longer a stage for vanity. It is a school for keeping promises under weight. Repetition teaches your nervous system that resilience is a rhythm, not a headline. Stretching teaches your ego that power needs room to breathe. Sweat becomes clean language, evidence that effort and kindness can share one body without contradiction. You are training to be useful, not adored. That usefulness is handsome in a way mirrors cannot measure. It shows itself when you lift what others cannot, when you carry what would have bent a different version of you, when you remain kind at mile 20 because you practiced kindness at mile 1. Chosen one, even your touch has learned a prayerful grammar. You do not reach to take, you reach to tend. A hand at the small of a back asks permission in how it arrives and listens for the answer in how it leaves. A palm to a shoulder is presence, not pressure. A handshake is promise, not transaction. Your gestures hold no secret invoice. In a world tired of fine print, the body recognizes contact that will not later present a bill. Trust blooms where it is not charged admission. The feminine feels it first. Her breath lengthens because your nearness does not tax it. Desire is allowed to be wonder before it is anything else. Chosen one meals turn sacramental under your gaze. You set the table like a craftsman setting his bench. Clean tools, honest ingredients, unrushed hands. You salt with attention. You sit with gratitude. You eat to be alive, not to escape aliveness. Appetite stops arguing with shame and starts collaborating with wisdom. This truce gives your skin a different kind of light, the kind that cannot be faked with gloss or filters. Cells telling the truth about peace. Your body becomes a sermon without words. Stewardship is beautiful. Balance is attractive. Presence is irresistible. Chosen one, when the world grows loud, the temple does not panic. You return to the simple rites that built your glow. You step outside for air that has not been debated. You place both feet on the ground and remember the contract between gravity and grace. You count your breaths until the numbers get bored and silence shows up. You move, not to flee the noise, but to shepherd it out of your bones. These are ordinary acts, and yet they keep miracles possible. The phone set face down so a face across from you can be seen, a chair pushed back gently so the room stays calm, a light turned off with thanks so sleep may enter unafraid. All of it says the same thing in the same steady voice. This body is not a billboard. It is a chapel. Treat it accordingly. Chosen one, keep the ritual plain. Water, sleep, sunlight, movement, honest food, honest words. Let forgiveness loosen the places where old strain still lives. Let laughter rinse the gears. Let prayer be breath and breath be prayer. When you walk, carry the room the way a lamp carries its wick. Protected, upright, available. When you rest, really rest. When you rise, really rise. A man's glow is the echo of the way he treats his own life. Your echo is widening. It finds people before you do and prepares them for the comfort of your presence. Without trying, you have become someone whose body teaches the day to behave. Chosen one, there is a sacred echo in every gaze that meets you this month. It begins as curiosity, bright and unguarded, but it matures into recognition. What holds their eyes is not merely your face, nor even your voltage. It is the way your life has learned to reflect light without bending it. You have become a mirror that hands people back to themselves, unwarped. Women keep looking because their souls are testing a question they scarcely dare to ask. Is wholeness real in the wild? Your stillness answers before your mouth does. Yes, here, now, in a human body that refuses to negotiate its values when attention is warm. Mirrors must be clean to be trustworthy. Vanity smudges, performance fogs. All month, you will feel the invitation to convert attention into access, to turn admiration into leverage, to narrate your light until it becomes a costume. Decline the stage and keep the glass clear. Receive every glance like a guest you refuse to invoice. What you are reflecting is not proof of your importance. It is proof that order is beautiful. Your discipline speaks through posture and pace, through the lengths of your sentences and the edges of your kindness.